Welcome back, delicious friends, to fallen London. We are now sailing across the undersea, seeking to reach Carmelia, Carmelia port, a colony that I must run in order to appease the, how do you say, the Prince of the Tigers. So far I have done these 3 cards, and it's not looking good so far. The Killing Wind. There is little breeze on the undersea, but the killing wind, when it comes, is filled with tiny razor stones from the elder continent. It can flay a man to the bone faster than a piranha. Outrun the storm front. Stoke the boiler, slam the troll open, and if you're the sort that prays, now it's a fine time. Go. You were fortunate. A steamer on the storm. The storm front is following your course. It's not fast, but it's miles wide. You have no choice but to run. This is a marathon, not a sprint. The murderous clouds follow you for days, inching ever closer. You can hear the roaring hiss as thousands of tiny stones strike the water just behind you. It sounds like a cauldron of boiling cats. Your crew stumble around, hollow-eyed. You have to put out a fire in the engine room. They are getting clumsy, and then, as suddenly as they appear, the clouds dissipate. You let the crew rest for a while. You are now well ahead. Calm seas, a huge terrible beast of the undersea, a monster. A leviathan of the deep, well, a little one, not much bigger than a cow, really. It's a cow if a cow have tentacles and a toothy beak. Delicious, delicious lumps. Are those rubbery lumps they serve at the carnival even really fresh? Here's your chance to make some of your own. Break out the harpoon. Steam on by. The monster doesn't look like it seems you. Not that it has eyes anyway. Let's go with this one. Delicious, delicious. Yes, delicious. Perhaps you should ask for the recipe. You hurl a harpoon at the snaking mass, and it smashes home with a sound like a sledgehammer impacting a goat. Your crew hauls the impaled horror aboard, chops into bite-sized gobbets, and fries it up. It's repulsive, awful, and inedible. This isn't just the cook having an off day. This thing tastes like ash and poison. It's nothing at all like a delicious bag of rubbery lumps. Perhaps you have been misinformed as to the origin. You have gained 2 appealing secrets, a product journey's end increase, you have no one, and there is an appetite for uncounted peckish. You have gained 3 tales of terror, and someone is coming increases. A mountain on the undersea. If it were white, they would call it an iceberg, but this moving mountain is black against the black water. Huge as it is, you look out sees nothing until it's nearly upon you. Hard to port! Reverse the engines! Close up, it looks more like glass than ice. How much more of it stalks below the waves? And I was unlucky. Crunch! The hull screams as a shot of black mountain tears into it from below. Breach! Man the pumps! It's not a fatal tear, but it will take days to desperate work to repair. The black mountain drifts away, satisfied with its work. The killing wind comes again, and I was fortunate again. A spit of land. Is that island new? It's not on the charts, but at least it doesn't appear to be moving. Stop briefly at the island. It could be filling with tasty fresh food, and it will be good to stand on solid ground for a while. In the garden, the island is wreathed with frost moths. They cluster around your lanterns, dooming themselves as the wind melts in the heat. It's a garden. Fat, inviting mushroom clump around black-leafed ferns. More moths flutter from the sky. Many more. You shout at your crew to grab what mushrooms they can and race back to the ship before you are all sliced to shreds by tiny sharp wings. And again the mountain is coming to me. But this time a near thing. Nothing is visible beneath the waves, but you feel certainty that jagged spires look in the darkness, ready to cut your ship in half. Decisive orders and a swift cruise save the day. You steam away from the monster's paths and ahead to your destination. Looking back at the great black thing, you glimpse a few spots of light near the base. Are those gas lamps? Does someone actually live on that thing? Like again, two appealing secrets. The Fleet of Truth. That ship is running no lights and flying no colors. Good lord, it's a vessel of Dr. Orto's Fleet of Truth. Villainy! The Fleet of Truth is made up of equal parts venal academic and dockside voicers. They aim to board you and steal your research. Go. I didn't think so. You break open the weapon locker and have your crew ready to repel boarders. At the last moment, the Fleet of Truth captain decides that he's not being paid enough to deal with you, and develops a little face-saving engine trouble. You retire to your cabinet to continue working on your notes. You have gained 5 pages of cryptopaleontology, 5 pages of prelapsarian archaeological, and 5 pages of theosophistical notes. The clinging coral mass. Coral clings to your ship with sticky black fingers. You need to get rid of this vile, tenacious stuff before it cracks your hull like a walnut. Put your backs into it, lads! Break out the hammers and inspire your crew to violent industry. Hard at it, lads, and we will live another day! Your crew break out the heavy tools and attack the ebony menace with gusto. The coral grows astonishingly fast, but it cannot match the hardy fury of your crew. Black tendrils quail beneath a hail of hammer blows, and they soon retreat to the depths. Splendidly done. Sailing in style. Who cares about your destination? This isn't a journey, it's a cruise. Days of black and gold. On the endless round of shipboard parties, fine dining with the passengers, deck games and cocktails, it goes on until morning, and morning never comes. Enough for everyone. You are, of course, a splendid host. The most beautiful and ambitious passengers compete for an invitation to the captain's table, or perhaps the captain's cabin. And what adorable presents! 50 drops of honey, 1 sapphire, and a relic of the fourth city. Sailing in style again. Calm seems a steamer full of passengers. An enormous ship passing on the starboard bow. She's a cruise vessel, something used by the extremely rich and scandalous to journey and party away their time in exile. Invite them aboard for a party. But is your vessel handsome enough for these particularly fine tastes? Of course it is. Blinking in the cold darkness of day. Well, that was quite a party, wasn't it? Was it? These things are so damnably hard to remember. Your crew have rounded up and repatriated the passenger from the other ship, but you will keep a few cherished, hazy memories. You have also got all these addresses, writing on lingerine that is still warm. Oh yes. Yes. The mountain of the undersea again. This time I was unlucky, so it crashed. It crashed to me. A wily sailor, you know your way around the undersea now. Steam straight through the beach's currents. What? Are you mad? No vessel survives such a thing. No, well, see me do it. Simple enough when you know how. 2 more minutes and then 10 degrees to port. Another 3 and then 20 to starboard. You can do this. Our corvette of Her Majesty's Navy. A sweet corvette of the Royal Navy steams out of nowhere and heaves to alongside you. Exchange pleasantries via semaphore. Let's see what her captain has to say. Monst! Oh, how sweet! The corvette's captain is signaling over a list of local hazards and details of his vessel's recent course. Pay attention, and you should be able to avoid a great deal of trouble. Huzzah for the Navy! She's going down! On the horizon, you glimpse the last moments of the dying steamer. She's blazing like a Viking's funeral, her bow rising higher by the second above red little black waters. A handful of crew members have put to sea in lifeboats. Stop and rescue them. We will party. The sailors are burned, shivering and half crazed with fear, but they have learned a valuable lesson on engine maintenance. You're behind schedule, but that's a small price to pay. Sailing style. A mountain of the other sea. And I have across the southern archipelago. I will first do the Corvette of Her Majesty. Across the southern archipelago. There, on the horizon. Modernized 900 skip, the Iron Republic, Port Carmelia. There, on the horizon, you are nearly there, but where? Port Carmelia, the grandest outpost of empire in the Neat, and gateway to the Elder Continent. A fleck of honest English civilization. It's almost like sailing into Wolfstack, save for the humidity and the enthusiastic overtones that rumble out on the Kaganian quarter, and the treacherous redolence that waft from the fungal jungle, and the ever-present glow of the Mountain of Light, and of course the hello, what's this? A stage ship steamed by, bearing a contingency of particular mirthless special constables. They surround a figure in chains, your predecessor as governor. Oh dear. Onwards. The beginning of your governorship. The percipient secretary greets you on the jetty. She brushes blood-hungry flies from her embroidered veil before spraying a sweet perfume that ends their buzzing permanently. With a cordial laugh, she reaches out to shake your hand. Welcome to the Elder Continent, Governor. Address the people the visionary way, the cynic's way, or just turn the ship around. In the handsome to Herdcross house, the perceived secretary suggests you prepare an inaugural address. The citizens, concerned after the unceremonious removal of the previous government, have already gathered outside the manor. You intend to be a worthy governor. Give them something to remember. Exalt. A new beginning. You work hastily in the back of the cab, writing your speech in your lap. By the time the hansom draws to a halt behind Heart's Cross House, you have prepared the last of your platitudes. The percipient secretary shows you up to your office and onto the balcony. The crowd below is mostly mess of Londoners. Some stand rigid with pride, others wilt ruefully in the heat. Mingled among them are the other residents of the port, serene tigers observing with lazy interest, curious Kaganians fanning themselves, spies you recognize with ease, spies you recognize with difficulty, armed members of the 26 Netty rifles, and a generous number of carefully planted foreign officer agents, there to ensure you win over the rest. Your promise of peace, prosperity, and stability are all too familiar to the crowd, but your delivery is passionate and your sincerity convincing. As the citizens disperse, their chatter is blight, and the odd eruption of laughter sounds non-abrasive. They took it well, Governor, the persistent secretary smiles, relaxing into the visitor's chair. I believe you will do just fine, just doesn't blaze romances like your predecessor. Very well, I need to do the Tigers of Port Camille. Stripped Delights. I need to do that. So, let's go. I have one last action to do. And I need to dress myself for the occasion. Morning. I have my hat, I have my nighttime reflectful, I have my pair of goblets, I have my roses, everything is in order. Attend the daily assembly of tigers. The crown allows the natives a forum to voice these concerns. If any attend, flatter them. I will go there. The tiger's hall of burning exigency is tucked away in a dilapidated segment of the Blue Bazaar. On arrival, you discover an open courtyard filled with mouldering cushions and screaming fungi, but otherwise devoid of life. If the tigers have grievances, they are not here to speak of them. Even the foreign officer, Felidae delegate, is absent, and his sole duty is to host the daily assembly. Nevertheless, you settle onto the cleanest pillows and wait. Slowly, tigers fill in. Most don't speak a word. Some eye you with an interest uncomfortably akin to hunger, but they seem pleased by your appearance. One even clufs almost merrily at you before departing. Onwards. I will attend again to the Assembly of Tigers. The passing of his street the first days of new term. You have 140. Very well. That's all I have time for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a what? A plea for pardon. I will look at that later. Thanks for watching. See you next time. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Bye bye. I'm the Lost Chevalier, by the way. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, a comment, etc, etc, etc. See you later.